This week's parsha teaches us there's a very interesting episode that happens between Avram and Avimelech, the king of Gerar, of Plishtim. So Avram comes with Sarah to Eretz Plishtim, to the land of Plishtim, and there they have this already code they made up. Wherever they go, Sarah tells everyone that she is Avram's sister. That's what they did previously when they went down to Egypt, because Avram didn't want anyone to kill him in order to take Sarah. So Avimelech, the king of Plishtim, takes Sarah, and there Hashem reveals himself to Avimelech and says, "Hincha meis al ha'isha asher lakachta v'hi b'ulas Baal." Says, this woman you took, she's married, and therefore you will die for taking her. So Avimelech answers to Hashem. He says, Avimelech says like this, he tells Hashem, why do you want to kill me? She told me she's his sister. He told me that she's her sister. Avram also told me that she's his sister. So then why? It's betam levavi b'nikayin kapeh, as he says. I did this innocent-hearted and with clean hands. I did so. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu answers him and says, Gam anochi yadati ki b'sam levavcha asisa. I know you did it with innocent heart, and therefore I'm giving you an opportunity to return her to her husband. So this dialogue between Hashem and Avimelech seems to be like, if we just read the words, it seems like Hashem misunderstood. It says, Hashem says you're going to die because you took her, and Avimelech says, well, I didn't know. She said he's his sister. So Hashem says, oh, you're right. If you're innocent, to just return her, and then you're good. But if we take a deeper look in what's going on here, Hashem wouldn't. Obviously, Hashem knows everyone's inner intentions and what they knew and what they didn't know. So Hashem wouldn't go and say to Avimelech, "I'm going to kill you," if he was in fact innocent. And if we notice another difference, we can notice in the pasuk, it says that Avimelech told Hashem, "B'sam levaviu v'nikayan kapay asisi zayis." I did this with an innocent heart and with clean hands. Hashem answered him. He answered, I know that I know you had an innocent heart, but it doesn't say you also had clean hands. It'd say that you were okay, on paper you were okay, but there is still we do have some accusation for what you did. So what did Avimelech actually do wrong? So the Gemara in Maseches Makos tells us that the pasuk says that you should return Sarah because because this man is a prophet. Why does the Torah need to tell us in this context that Avram is a prophet? So says the Gemara that Avram, a prophet, means he was wise, and he knew. So when a person comes to a town, first people ask him, where are you staying? Do you have anything to eat? Could I help you find a good restaurant here? You don't ask a person, or a guy comes to town, like, who's this woman? Is she your wife? Is she your sister? So Avram knew that these guys are people he should be careful, when dealing with, and therefore, and that is why he said, she's my sister. So that's what Hashem is telling Avimelech, that Avram was smart, and since he saw that he had a reason to suspect the locals here, that is why he said so, and therefore you shouldn't have taken what he said at face value. Even though he said it's my sister, you should have all had in mind that he's only saying this because because you guys came and started the first thing you met him, you start asking him about his wife. So what is all this coming to tell us? And what can we learn from this story with Avimelech? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu demanded of Avimelech, in this case, don't take things at face value. Sometimes, someone could play innocent or play dumb and say, well, I asked, he said it's okay. Well, it's okay, great. But HaKadosh Baruch was demanding a higher level from Avimelech and saying, no, you can't just take the words that Avram said, but try to think if there was any meaning behind what they said. Okay, and this is a very important lesson for us, for anything we do in life. Many times when we're learning Torah, we're learning halacha. So we could open a sefer, we could open a book and ask, we want to figure out what we need to do the right thing. We could either open up a sefer, look it up ourselves, or go ask the rabbi, and the rabbi will say, okay, mutter, asr, it's okay, it's not okay. But what Hashem wants from us is not only to, just be a good Jew, do what you're supposed to, don't do anything wrong, be nice, be good. Hashem demands of us to a higher standard. We should constantly be striving to get the deeper meaning of things and deeper understanding behind things. We'll get the reason when we're learning. If we're learning something, know the whole. If we know the background of where each mitzvah is coming from, where each halacha is coming from, that is making us better people. Just give Rabbi Khan's group here as an example. We're seeing Rabbi Khan learning the reason for Chalav Yisrael, or the reasons for Moshe Feinstein permitting milk that was not supervised constantly by a Jew. So many of us could just say, I go to the supermarket, it has the OU. Great, it has the OU, it has the OU. I'm not asking any questions. Or if you want to take things to a higher level, you could figure out why this has the OU, or why we are able to rely on this if these are things that previous generations didn't rely on. So for many things, it's just one small example. But one of the things the Kollel here offers is for us to all get a deeper meaning and a higher level in what we're doing. Yes, we daven. Yes, we try our best to keep mitzvahs, but to get a deeper understanding in the things we're doing. And actually, the greatest title you could give a Torah scholar, when we say someone's a Torah scholar, we don't just call them a chacham, a wise person. We call them a talmid chacham, a wise student. And a person could be, we have Reb Chaim Kanievsky or other great Torah leaders who could be, be studying for many years, and their title is still a student. So you have you can meet a 90-year-old man. What do? I'm a student. We usually refer to students as someone who's in Joey's group in the next room. But there's no such thing as in Torah, you never graduate from becoming a student. You don't go after a student, you're a young professional, and then you're like that's it. Now you're wise, and now you could just rest, and everyone's going to be running to you for advice. But a Talmid Chacham has to constantly strive for greatness, strive to get a deeper meaning in what we're doing, and hopefully we could all learn from this week's parsha to get a deeper meaning and understanding in what we do. Thank you all for coming. Have a great job.